We are here today for Tier 2 Round 7 at Spain, Catalonia. The track of 2016, two silver Mercedes colliding and Max Verstappen picking up his first of many wins. But today here in Tier 2, just over halfway through the championship, and after the last race we had a new Tier 2 winner and the same man picking up the front of the championship, Hobbsy in the Ferrari. So last week I missed the commentary. It was not me. I think it was Bunnies and Glowstick doing it, but we had Hobbsy take the win there, followed by Legend and AJ Wuhan, which had some very interesting effects on the championship. Hobbsy taking the championship lead off of Strange, those two separated by just 2 points, so I look forward to seeing how that develops in the rest of the championship. Still plenty left to go. Different tracks, different strengths and weaknesses of the drivers. I am alone in the commentary box today, so you are just going to have to listen to the sound of my voice and of course the engines of the cars. One of the best bits. But yeah, qualifying starting now. First man on track, one of the two Haas cars, I suspect Kryko. It is indeed Kryko. 3 reserves today, if I'm not mistaken. Cool Kicker, the man in 7th in the Haas, joining alongside Kryko. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, his first day in CRL at all. Then the other ones were Westy in the Aston Martin, and I'm blanking on who the third one is. Oh, it's Ennis in the McLaren, yeah, that was it. Joining Waitsley there. So look forward to seeing how those three can do, especially Cool in the Haas. Haven't seen that man before. So we'll see how he manages. Yeah, here we go, as Kryko crosses the line. First man to try and set a lap. Westy, I think, serving a quali ban there. But I saw something mentioned last week. The first 6 rounds of Tier 2 Season 9, we have had 6 different winners. Kryko being one of those winners, although he's the lowest down in the championship of those who have won a race. Currently sitting P9 after the first 6 rounds. He's shown his potential. He won pre-season testing as well as, I can't remember which was the other track. So shown his winning potential. We know he can do well. Struggled with consistency week in, week out as he comes into this middle sector. Got to watch out for that curve. Do not want it spitting you out into the wall on the left. Round this fast right-hander towards one of the overtaking opportunities. We're going to see a few dives at the inside. Maybe a cheeky attempt around outside. This comes through these final 2 corners. Again, you've got to be careful and not let the car drop on you once the tyre wear kicks in for these boys. Could come more into effect. Round this changed final corner, and here we go, penultimate corner I should say. And here we go, first time on the board is going to be a 1:11.1 for him. Starting out the order. Okay, who's the next man? It's going to be the Dutchman of IDS in the AlphaTauri. Only a 1:11.6, half a second down on the previous one. Okay, then Ennis, up. That's an interesting line. 12.3. Somehow didn't invalidate because it would have been massively slowed down as its teammate has gone up into P2, and then Hobbsy, championship leader, up into P4. AJ Wuhan, last week's P3, up into P5 with an 11.9 for now. We'll hop aboard with Nelu Safu. There'll be others getting to the line first. Next man is Cool, who goes P3, 11.4, so strong start by Haas. Tango then also P5. I think we've got Victor next man to the line. Yeah, it is up to P3 for him. There's a Scream going P5, hard to keep track of all the cars coming to the line, and then Tope knocking his teammate down as he goes P4. So Nelly Safi, where does he slot into the order? P2 was strong. That by him, still that first lap we saw by Kryko, the fastest one yet. We mentioned Kryko had that pace, very much showing it off here today. trying to work out who will be the next timed lap to the line. I think it will be Legend. Most people are now going to be on in-laps. Setting their bankers, a few drivers not doing so just yet. Waitsy on an out-lap. Got 3 at the back on an in-lap for the moment. And here we go, Legend to the line, setting a 1:11.7 towards the back of the order. It's still close enough within contention, but not too much of a worry. We'll only need to find a little bit more time for his final laps later on. So, Waitsy should be the next man starting his lap. Will stay on board for the moment, but while waiting for him to start, I'll do a quick run through of the ones to keep an eye on championship wise. So I mentioned earlier 4 drivers, as I think I mentioned 4 drivers can leave here the championship leader. Hobbsy is the championship leader. He is on 112 points after his win last week. Strange, the man in the Red Bull, just 2 points behind, 110 for him. Then down in 3rd we've got Legend, the man currently only 11th fastest here, and I do not believe he's won a race just yet. One of 6 different drivers won a race, and he's not one of them despite being 3rd in the championship. He's on 92, 20 points down off Hobbsy. Then the last one, Taupe, he needs a win in the fastest lap to take the championship lead, but Taupe is on 82 points, 30 points behind Hobbsy. Taupe showed a lot of potential early on in the season, hasn't quite been able to keep up with the consistency. Very unusually, Hobbsy, not someone we've seen in past seasons lead championships so much as just always be in that top 5. But after his win last, a moment there for Waitsy, caught it after his win last week, and just very high consistent positions rather than just being consistent. Hobbsy has taken the championship lead. I will admit I am a bit of a Hobbsy supporter, especially given he's running that red Italian colours. So here we go, Waitsy P13, the McLarens currently at the 2 slowest times, but we saw that moment for actually both Waitsy and Ennis, one in the gravel, the other having a bit of a wobble through the start of Sector 3. So Dylan then, one of 4 drivers yet to set a lap. The Irishman rounding the final bend. What's it going to be? Where is he going to end up? It looks decent. 1:11.8, so ideally tries to find a bit more time. Not a bad lap for now. Be happy to have a somewhat alright time on the board for the moment. Now interestingly, Scream set his lap on 2 lap old softs. 11.5 for him, someone we've seen a lot of potential from. How far down? He's down in 6th in the championship now. At one point early days was leading the championship, not so much anymore, but he's one of our 6 winners. As Jet goes around, I say around, part way around, catches it, but certainly upsets his tyres and ruins this quali lap. Remains to be seen if this becomes an in lap, or if he goes around for another one. His tyres will be too hot to go straight for another lap. We'll see what the decision is. He does stay out, goes around for another one. Does he even have the ERS for this? He's not full throttle. Does someone want to tell him it's not full throttle? Either way, Jet is going around again. I don't think for a particularly quick one. We'll hop on board with Mr. AJ Wuhan, who has just set a purple first section, nearly 2/10 found over his previous lap. Currently sitting just under 8/10 behind the provisional pole time set by Kryko. As Taupe, top of the board for the Alfa Romeo, a first 1:11.0. No one yet into the 1:10s, though I definitely expect it once we get later on in the session. Seiji Wuhan ruining this lap there, going deep into that new corner. I think changed. When even was it changed? Can't remember. Either way, pulling into the pits, not going to finish that lap. Save it for another day. think we'll hop on board the Scream, as he's certainly going to be one of the possible contenders for pole. Man with a lot of pace around the right track. Does seem to be a bit stronger in quali than the race, but half a tenth up in the first sector. Fairly clear track ahead of him. He's got Kryko ahead of him, but Kryko, I believe, also on a lap for the moment. So here we go around these two corners here. There's an incident here in Tier 4. Two cars knocked out, bringing out a safety car. We'll see how they manage to get any safety cars here. I've not heard drivers mention the possibility of rain. So it looks like it's going to be sunny skies. Same here as currently in the UK. They're all dying from the heat. But here we go, Scream rounding the final bend, and he is going to set a 1:11.4, only a 10th band for the relentless driver. Up to P7 is behind him. Legend up to P9. And Strange actually taking that P9 off him, going up into P9 himself. So Greaves, next man to the line. Lost a little bit in that last sector, but it was enough to jump Nelly Safi up to P3 now. Just Ennis pulling into the pits as his teammate just starts this lap, will stay on board with his teammate, but keep an eye on the timing board. If I'm not mistaken, Jet about to improve his time up to P13 alongside his teammate. An 11.887 for now. Just wait, see. Barely faster in the first sector, but he's faster nonetheless. Whoops. Drivers have now set at least one time. Jet's lap 7, 3 lap old. Soft's an interesting one there. They're not going to be quite in their prime anymore at that point. We will likely be using another set of tyres come the end of the session. So here we go, Waitsy round in the final bend. Very confident through there. Perhaps a little more speed he could have carried. But to the line up into P10 and 11.5. We are still yet to see that 1:10 breached, but it is very, very much possible with the speed of some of these drivers. Trying to find someone not on an in-lap, excuse me. I think actually everyone on an in-lap or an out-lap. AJ Wuhan, one of the two currently on an out-lap. Stay on board with him and see what he can do. He's really using the curbs there. This man had plenty of experience up in Tier 1 in the past. New CRL having 5 tiers, and the new game knocked him down to Tier 2 for better or worse, but we will see what this man can do coming off the back of the podium last week. Is that, there we go, our 20th driver. Farrell has joined, joining Westy in the Aston Martins. So about 4 minutes left of the session. Jacob here should have time to set this lap pit and set another one if he wants to. He could make this his make or break. Let's see how much time he's gained after the second sector. 4/20 thousandths green thus far. Although that only looks at putting him into P10. He'll want to find more in the last sector if he can. Rounding the last couple of bends. Going to be crucial in the race for setting up overtaking opportunities here. Didn't quite get to the inside as much as he might have wanted. But there we go, P6 found some more time in the last sector. That is currently an Alpine Row 3 lockout. So hop on board with the reserve. Cool, I think we should call him Cool for now, but Cool Kicker, assumed to be his name. feel free to correct me if you're listening and I'm saying that wrong. Now Cool Kicker will do the job. So I had a little bit of improvement after the second sector. He could do with finding a little bit more if he can. Still more time in the session though. Let's see where he can do what he's going to manage on his CRL debut. A little bit of improvement up to P8. Has jumped ahead of screen but not found too much. I think I just said a little bit about 5 times in the last 30 seconds. Waitsy pulling into the pits, which means Hobbsy getting ready to start his lap. Trying to see who are those currently on a lap to keep an eye on. Farrell, actually I guess Farrell's one of them, isn't he? Once Hobbsy's done with his lap, we'll hop on board with Farrell, essentially left himself time to set 1 lap and 1 lap only. Guessing, yep, of course, on the soft compound. So Hobbsy's found a little bit in the first sector. Our newly crowned championship leader for the moment. As Jacob retiring from the session, I guess content with his lap, can't see himself improving. He's retired in the pits, not a crash. No clue how much is left of the session as it keeps flashing yellow flag. Okay, about 1 minute 20 left. 1 minute 30, help if I could count. As Hobbsy again around in the last couple of corners. We'll see how much can he improve, how much time has he found over his previous. He's got time for actually technically 2 more laps. No, he invalidated on the last corner. He's going to have to do this last one pretty quickly to get round, save his ERS for 1 final lap. But I don't think he has the fuel. I think Hobbsy's done. I think that final corner invalidation has ruined the chances for Hobbsy. We'll hop on board with Farrell, who will soon be starting his lap. There's a Red Bull taking the old layout there to avoid problems in the process. Might get in the way of Farrell here. Farrell, here we go. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on others coming towards the line, the timing board. See what is happening. There potentially is to the line unless it's his teammate starting a lap. It was Ids to the line. I do not believe found any improvement though. One of the Mercedes both just starting a lap. Trying to see. So Ids now, is that Ids to the line? No, Greaves started his lap. I can't tell what's happening. We'll keep an eye as Scream up into P4 there. 2 Alfa Romeos both right up to the top. Hobbsy next man to the line. What can he... Wait, no, not Hobbsy. Hobbsy pulled into the pits. Never mind, Hobbsy not next man to the line. One of the Williams or Alpines next to the line. And it is Victor up into P2, a 1:11.1. He will be happy with that one. Provisionally on the front row is Kryko retiring from the session in the pits. One of the Alfa Romeos next. It's Tope improving, buying himself even more time. Not into the 110s, but getting closer to them still. Farrell a 1:12.2, not able to find all that much time. Tango and then Jet will be the next man. Tango up to P12, Jet up into P10, knocking his teammate down as Strange goes P5 or P2 in the championship there. Greaves will be our next man. I've missed him, but he's gone up into P2, 1,000th ahead of Victor's Legend, stays down in P14. One of the Ferraris, I think Nolsey, next man, P16 for him. Only gained 1 place there, not quite fast enough to get in amongst the pack quite so much. Waitsy is on a slow one. I think that counts for everyone. So in the end, we don't see any car get into the 1 minute 10s. But it is Tope on pole in the Alfa Romeo. Coming off the back of, where did he finish last week? Tope was OP17 retirement. So last week came from a DNF. We'll be looking to improve that then. Very easy to improve from a DNF, of course. Yeah, 1,000th separating P2 and 3 here. And very, very close times. Let's have a look at that interval. Oh, I've got a split second looking at that. So the top 11 drivers are within half a second. Let's here we go, get another look at the timing board. The whole field, well, top 17 separated by less than 9/10. Top 16 separated by less than 7/10 here. Do a quick rundown of the order. So on our pole is Tope, alongside him is Greaves, then Victor and Kryko. Strange and Scream. The Germans doing very well here. 4 drivers in the top 6. Nelu Safu, AJ Wuhan, Hobbsy, Cool, Jet, Waitsy, Tango and Legend down to 14th. Ids, Nolsey down to 16th. Then Dylan and Farrell, the 2 Irishmen, 17th and 18th. Ennis and Westy with this quali ban finishing off the order. Okay, so now on to the race. We will see how this all ends up turning out. Spain, good couple of overtaking opportunities. High risk of safety cars due to some of the corners. Hopefully, for the driver's sake, not too many. But, looking forward to this race. Spain, not always the best race, but certainly there are worse ones. Should shortly be getting underway. Drivers choosing their setups, choosing their strategies. Do they only fuel enough, assuming there's going to be a safety car, or do they put in that bit more weight to play it safe? Actually, Westy and Ennis both reserved last week as well. So for those two back-to-back Tier 2 reserves. Ooh, that's not good. Hobbsy's left the session. I think Hobbsy is the host. So we may end up restarting the lobby. We'll see what happens with that. Keep an eye on the chats to see where's my mouse. There it is. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much of a delay. Hobbsy saying he got kicked. Yeah, I am now expecting a lobby restart, as Hobbsy usually Tier 2 host. We'll see. Actually, it might be AJ Wuhan who is hosting. It might not be too much of an issue. Remains to be seen. So yeah, none of the drivers readying up yet. Waiting for Hobbsy to rejoin, and we will have a full 20 driver grid ready to go, roaring down to turn 1. We will see who has it out of the first chicane. Of course, Tope on pole, but very possibly going to be challenged for that. We've seen some wonderful starts here. I think it was Alonso from P4 had that amazing start. Spain also famous for the 2 silver arrows colliding as here we go about to start. You can see the 5 lights are up and away they go. See what tyres everyone has gone for. So a mix of softs, mediums and hards. See 2 people on the softs. Greaves on the inside on the softs, almost certainly going to take it into turn 1. Bit of action further back, a ghosted Ferrari. Tope does hold on to P2. Kryko side by side with Victor through the first chicane. Who's going to hold it around the outside? You've got a bit more grip. I think Kryko in the end is going to have to back out, but he doesn't seem to want to back out. holding on in the end. We've got a Red Bull trying to send it up the inside of Scream, further back down the order. A yellow flag, but I'm not seeing any driver particularly in need of that yellow flag. Almost going onto the grass there for the Williams. Is a 3 wide, a little bit of contact caused by that 3 wide, but actually relatively clean, all things considered. Not too much scraping, a bit of banging. I see a front wing falling off there, not sure who that's for. Someone is missing a bit of front wing. I think it might actually be Scream. Front left end plate is, yeah, looking like a loss of downforce there. It is being passed, everyone getting through on Scream. A bit of a mobile chicane at the moment is cool. Everyone chopping and changing up and down the order in this mid-pack. And look at this crazy stuff, almost 2x2 through that corner. Not something you'll be seeing later on in the race. Side by side, Legend and Tango. So we are going to see pulling into the pit lane. Scream for a new front wing. Westy's left the session, not sure why that has happened. Here we go, down into turn 1. Tango past Cool. Is he looking for 2 positions into 1 corner up the inside? Doesn't quite complete it in the end, but side by side behind Legend and Cool, with Dylan right behind looking for the gap on the inside. Actually Dylan pulling alongside Cool behind there. His Legend has got that 12th position. Dylan and Cool fighting for that 13th. I think Cool's struggling slightly with just how willing these guys are to race. Also on the hard tyres, so going to be suffering that a little bit. But the battle seems to be gradually moving down the order. People spreading out further up. There's potentially a challenge from Strange to Kryko for P. Yeah, where are you? For P4. But a very action-packed start of the race. Farrell around the outside of Hobbsy. Hobbs, their championship leader, not looking too good so far. Down 7 positions, Scream down 14. Not too much changes further up as Greaves sets the fastest lap. And there we go, Strange and Kryko. We said it might be coming soon, and Strange pretty definitively through. Just has to avoid the cutback. Set a good line from here, which on his fresh, soft tyres should be nice and easy to do. So for the moment, the top 5 cars, 5 different teams. But Greaves has escaped the DRS range of Taupe. That can't really be said anywhere else at the moment. 1 DRS train all the way from 2nd down to 17th. Nolsey just outside of that. Although as I say that, pulling himself back within that 1 second margin. Very tricky to see any overtakes till pack splits up a little bit more to smaller trains. Actually, Taupe has had a wonderful second and last sector here. Pulled himself back within the DRS range and still has more ERS than our leader of Greaves. So looking strong from the pole man. Further down the order, chopping and changing. What's this? Jet's gone wide here. I think he might have ended up having to take the escape road through that first chicane. Not entirely sure on that one. Dropped a few positions. So here we go. Nelu right on the back of AJ Wuhan, who himself does not have DRS from car head. See if he's willing to burn any overtake to try and get this done. Flat around that corner as Jacob ahead, going a little bit wide, probably picking up a warning from there. No ERS being burnt, so not really going to the overtake here just yet. And I think that might be a mistake. I think Nelu showing more pace than AJ at the moment up ahead. Doesn't want to get held up by him. Maybe wants to get the overtake complete on the main straight. He's quite far back for it now. Hasn't quite had the last sector we wanted, although good exit from the last corner. Maybe we will see it happen. Although we're going to hop on board with this overtake for further down the order, which has already happened. There we go, Nelly Safu does get past in the end. Sorry, Nelly Safu gets past Adrian Hand in the end. Strange diving up the inside, or attempted to dive up the inside of Taupe. Didn't get the move complete, although still not giving up. Taupe from pole now all the way down to P3. It's a bit of wheel spin here, there from Strange. Right up to the back of that car. DRS now potentially using the RS, pulling alongside. And there we go, unless there's a cutback. Yeah, very nicely done by Strange, blocking off the track from Taupe and cementing himself into P3 for the moment. Does have the soft tyre advantage, wants to use it, certainly has done so far. Up 2 positions from where he started in P5, getting past Kryko and Taupe. Going for the move here? No, it would be a bit late if he did do so. Further down the order, Legend and Tango swapping positions. Legend up into P11. So here we go, Ferrari on the tail of the McLaren, looking up the inside. Hobbsy not through in the end. Westy again has left the session, I think having internet issues with this race. Very unfortunate for him. It's not at all going to aid to his race. Here we go, this battle down for P14. Cool, Ennis and Hobbsy. Cool has just gone quite a bit down the order so far. Seems to be struggling a fair chunk. Battles happening further up as well. Nelu and AJ swapping positions yet again. Although it's a lead change soon, right on the back. Victor actually has got past while I wasn't watching. Victor's got past Greaves up into the lead. And now this front group, 5 cars all within DRS zone of each other. 2 seconds clear of the rest of the pack. Victor, Greaves, Strange, Taupe and Kryko all involved here. Softs and mediums both. Go. The RS wise, Greaves does have a slight advantage over Victor. See if he can go for a move, but I think the softs could be aging a little bit now. Do we see any moves going down into turn 1? That gap's still pretty large here. Closing, closing, closing. Is it enough? He's certainly going to go for it. And there we go, Greaves back into the lead. Nicely done by him. But not a done deal just yet. It's right on the tail as Victor himself is worrying from behind. Strange there, keeping the two of them humble. Strange is championship to consider. Although every time I ask one of the tier 2 guys if they're paying attention to the championship, they seem to be more here for the fun of the racing. And the championship is just an added bonus for if they do well. So hang on, what's this? It's further down the order. It's has had a round. Still got his front wing, but yeah, we mentioned that earlier in qualifying, those curbs can be pretty lethal to you. And now down into P18 for him. Wait, see. Looking for the move on AJ. Doesn't get it into the corner. Oh, has to back out a little bit. Good positioning there by AJ, despite going a little bit deep, able to hold on, leave enough space for Waitsy, but not too much. It's further up the order for P2. Strange, right on the tail of Victor. What can he do here? A long way back actually. It looks like Victor more likely to get the move. The longer we go, the more the mediums are going to have an advantage. We see a small moment ahead for Greaves. Well, I will hop on board with what appears to be a side-by-side. No, it has been a move completed by Waitsy. Waitsy up past Jet into P8. Seems too far back. It would have to be one massive lunge to make this work. And in the end, backing out, not getting it done. Tango past Dylan. Ennis past Cool. Most of the overtakes happening on that main straight. I think a few drivers reluctant to go for the move in that middle DRS zone, opting more to go for main straight. A little bit deep there. Obviously wanting the cutback, not getting it done. Obviously really needs to work his way up the order to keep his championship lead come the end of this. Yellow flag, and this one is for Ids again. The man round again. His tyre is going to be hurting at this point. Very hot. See, I'm trying to get a view of the front of his car. Again, still showing full front wing, potentially rear wing, side pod or fall damage on that car, but nothing visible you can see for the moment. So Dylan for the move on Tango, a huge amount of overspeed here, looking for the inside line. I think he's going to fly through up into P11. There's also changes further up the order as Victor got past Greaves. Those mediums now coming alive. The softs no longer the prime tyre to be on. Please excuse my silence. I had to mute there as I had a massive yawn in the system. The heat not aiding my sleep. So here we go. Greaves still on the tail, although I think we might see Greaves start to fall away from Victor a little bit. Wouldn't expect these two on soft to pit until lap 13 or 14. If I had to guess, it'd be lap 14. At the moment, all he can do is hold on best he can. Although having said that, he is still going to go for the move into turn 1. Up the inside goes Greaves, and he has got him back. This is good news for Greaves, bad news for Victor. It's Victor having a little wobble mid-corner. Strange not near enough to do anything about that wobble. It didn't cost him too much time. But still, these same three drivers at the front. The two that started on the softs, and Victor worked his way forward a little bit. Where did Victor start? He did start in P3, so not huge gains, but there's only so much you can go up from P3. So here we go, some of the drivers going to be struggling from the real life heat of this. I mean, I don't know, some wheels potentially struggling after the hour of quali and the race. I think most drivers should be, certainly the wheels should be okay. No, but they will be flagging a little bit at the end. I'm just sitting here comfy in a chair, and even I'm sweating as Greaves pulls into the pit after just 12 laps. Victor then inheriting the lead. Strange staying out, one of the two men left on the softs. Although instead that further down, Shoe's gone onto the softs as a spin from Ennis. That same chicane picking up another victim. This Westy still not really able to rejoin. I think been AI for a lot of this race. So battles sprinkled throughout the field. AJ still on the tail of Nelu Safu. Nelu without DRS himself, going a bit deep, then that's going to compromise any chance of an overtake into this overtake zone. Ennis retiring in the pits after that spin. Not happy with this race, not willing to go to the end. Just over a third down so far. But that is our first driver loss for this race. Yellow flags brought out by the pit lane retirement because Codemasters are not masters of code. But here we go, looking for the move. He's far back, he's going for the outside line hit. And round the outside, look at that, what a move. Hasn't got it complete just yet. Trying to hold on is Nelu, and I think he might have managed it. Then we'll see this go for switch back to try and get around the outside. Yeah, and he's looking for the cutback, though not quite near enough to get it done. In the end, Nelu does successfully defend that P5. The attack from AJ, valiant, but not enough. So here we go, Nolsey and Scream further down. Nolsey on fresh, hard tyres. One of the earlier pitters. No, I don't think Strange has a reason to pit. Ooh, as I say, that has a massive moment. I was going to say Strange doesn't have a reason to pit. I take that back if his tyres were in that condition. Maybe he should have pit this lap. Now going to be a threat from behind of Toke. Well, pole sitter all the way down to P3. Remains to be seen where he comes out. There's a few boys on the mediums who started on the mediums coming into pits now. We'll have to see where they end up compared to Greaves. At the moment, Greaves our net leader. The undercut can only be so powerful when you've got so many laps to do on one set of tyres. So here we go, Nelu and AJ. Saw them fighting before, now they come out of the pits fighting. It is still Nelu who is ahead. A very cheeky attempt to overtake out of the pit lane there. So more chances of pitting from the medium drivers, and Victor into the pit. Strange following him in, as is Tope and Kryko. That means Jet picks up the lead for the moment. Greaves is still our net leader. Actually, he's got, what's that, nearly 9 seconds down to Nelu there. I am going to hop on board with Victor, see where he comes out on track. You can see they're just ahead of Strange as Greaves sets the fastest lap, and the undercut has very much worked for Greaves, but for how long is that going to be the case? So the other question is, how much is Strange going to fight with Victor? He's on the mediums, he's going to be faster for the moment. He will want to get ahead, get the most of these tyres while they're in the better operating window. They don't want to fight so much they can't catch up with Greaves. 5.5 seconds is that gap for the moment. If I was Strange, I'd try and get past as quickly as possible, but then discourage fighting, don't take defensive lines, and hope that Victor gets the message. So the front three drivers still not pulling into the pits. And actually a lead change is about to happen as Legend goes flying past Jet. And these three through the first chicane. So hang on, what's this? Loads of changes in the order. I think it's just someone pulling into the pit. Strange has got past Victor, so he said he was going to try and get past. Now let's see if he can pull away. What happens here? Does he gain on Greaves quickly or not? Those medium tyres going to be faster for the moment, possibly for the whole race, given the few extra laps Greaves has on them. Bit of an early apex there, going to cost him a smidgen of time. As further down the order, Knowlesy has had a spin. Given how far Knowlesy has to go on those tyres, not particularly ideal from him in early pits on the medium. Can't leave on the medium, so Hobbsy. No idea what strategy Hobbsy's done. But either way, here we go. Strange looking to pass Farrell one and boys yet to pit. A nice easy overtake. Caught him in exactly the right place there. Good news for him. Not so much good news for Victor though. Got slowed down a little bit in that pass corner, and now wants to get past as soon as he can. Does not want to get lost off the back of Strange here. It's possible that he might. So we're going to see this overtake done here. I think actually wasting a bit of ERS. Yeah, realises it doesn't use any more. Strange setting fastest lap. The damage already done for Victor. It's that gap now over 1 second. Because the other Ferrari's had a spin. This time Knowlesy is the one who's gone round. Knowlesy down P. Ooh, way up. And again, you're on hot tyres, mate. Cool off for a minute. Bit less power, and then we'll be able to go again. I'd be tempted if I were Knowlesy to pit onto a fresh set of mediums at this point. Get off those hot tyres. If there's a safety car. No, he wouldn't be on the lead lap. Then maybe not. Just have to hope there's a safety car. Is Knowlesy, is he round again? He is round again. No longer even on the lead lap. No longer on the camera. Where's the camera? There it is. There he is. But I suspect we will see a pit lane retirement from Knowlesy here, trying to stay well out the way of the other drivers. Somewhat surprised the game. Yeah, there we go. Hasn't given a penalty. It seems it has. This is definitely leading towards a pit lane retirement. The hop board is Strange now. The next car ahead, the car we can see is Greaves, the man he's trying to catch here. And his gap to Greaves now down to only 4 seconds. The over 5.5, 6 seconds we saw it to be earlier. Victor though has caught up onto his tail, and himself running slightly deep there. So Farrell in amongst the guys who have pit. We've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers yet to pit. And actually no, Knowlesy has just gone on to a fresh set of mediums. Still going to keep on going. Not a pit lane retirement from him as Farrell being challenged by Nelu Safu. Farrell, I don't know why he's fighting here so much, I'll be honest. These guys not in the same race as him. Costing Nelu time. But I imagine he wants to pit on to the softs as soon as Knowlesy coming out the pit lane. And there we go, fairly clean cut overtake, although Farrell still wanting to race it out, but yeah, just doesn't have the tyres. Simply does not have the grip on that car anymore. As the front 2 runners pull into the pit, and Greaves was our net leader, now becoming the leader of the race. See, we've got to watch that gap between first and second. We've got to watch that gap between second and third. Is Victor going to pressure Strange? Who's going to work with him, fight for the lead rather than for P2? Don't think Victor has won a race just yet. I'm going to quickly actually have a look who our past winners are. So Ennis had heavy rear wing damage, that's why he went for pit. Is that Knowlesy stopped ahead? Not quite sure what he's doing there. Oh, he's beached. Knowles, you're allowed to reset if you're beached, if you're listening. But yeah, Knowles is beached on the curb, trying to get off. He has finally managed it. CR rules do allow you to reset if you get beached. Unfortunate for him, his race going from bad to worse. I think possibly twice laps now, as Victor has gone past. Strange it seems these two are only willing to work together so much. Alright, I forgot what I was doing for a sec, yeah. So checking past race results, seeing which of the front three have got a win for. So Token 4 has a win, Strange has a win, but neither Greaves nor Victor have got a win just yet. We may be looking at a new Tier 2 winner for the 7th round in a row. And there are two possibilities. It could be Greaves, it could be Victor. Victor at the moment in the better position in terms of tyres. Does have about 3 seconds to close down. There's some Strange to worry about, but come the end of the race, he will have the best tyres of those front three drivers. 2.5 seconds down from Strange to Tope. And yeah, he's too far back to go for the move here. Very equal DRS levels. Sorry, ERS levels. Why does he not got DRS? Strange one. That not sure as I don't know what Knowles is doing now. Seems to really be struggling, almost as if he's trying to go as a safety car there. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way of our front runners. This battle for P2 still heavily going on. Knowles moving out of the way there. I don't know how many laps down he is now. Is it 3 laps now? He had his spins, I think he's done 2 stops so far. He beached his car and then he's had more spin-ins. He's got front wing damage at the moment. Letting this P4, 5, 6 group through now. This legend right on the tail of Farrell. I think we might be able to see a move here. So using an overtake, using his DRS, putting across, doesn't have slipstream with the overtake, and that DRS sees through up into P10 for Legend. Farrell almost trying to get him back there in the end, not doing so. And Westy still an AI car there. Into the pits further down for Scream. So there is Knowles. Is that an AI now? Or no? What is he doing? Letting cars through there now actually. The gap between Greaves and Victor down to just over 1.5 seconds. Closing is that top gap. And with 10 laps to go, it looks more and more likely Victor is going to be the victor. Here we go, Kryko 4P4 getting past his esports teammate of Tope. These two both winners so far this season at some point. Tope a bit more his foot in the championship. I do wonder, at the moment they have lost a little bit to the front group. I wonder if it'll stay that way. Knowles now is just doing donuts. I don't even understand what the man is doing at this point. Yellow flag coming into the pits. He's got wing damage. Knowlesy pitting. What has he gone on to? It's all a bit deep, strange there. Takes away the opportunity for an overtake, or does it actually? Perhaps not. It's flying past, slingshotting through, and now it's going to be strange that there's a chance to catch up with Greaves on those mediums. Knowlesy coming out the pits on some old medium tyres. So here we go, 1.1, 1.0 now, Strange to Greaves, closing. Should have his DRS down main straight. Greaves' undercut attempt seems to be coming to a close. That's why he won't lose his place on straight, certainly going to be at risk. So both the front two are going to be burning. Overtake his jet down, and P8 picks up 3 seconds of track limits. And here we go, DRS is deployed for Strange. And now, battle for the lead kicks off. 8 laps remaining. At the moment I see 3 potential drivers for the win. Initially my favourite was on Victor, but now Strange seems to have pulled a very smart move. Waited to go for the overtake, perhaps preserved his tyres. Now has more than a second gap behind him, while threatening the car ahead here at this Spanish Grand Prix. Showing a very smart head here on Strange. P2 in the championship, current finishing results, that is going to become P1. As behind Knowlesy there, spinning again. Don't know why he hasn't retired. Surprised he isn't a ghost, but it can't be if he is making mistakes like that. But here we go, this is for the lead. This is Strange on Greaves, the Red Bull on the AlphaTauri. But of course, those who know the history, it was Toro Rosso who got a win for Red Bull, Sebastian Vettel at Monza, but it is now the Red Bull that dominates the 2023 season. Verstappen picking up that historic 10 wins in a row and still counting as Strange moves through past Greaves into the lead, and Victor just behind, waiting to pounce, waiting for a mistake from either of them. Too much battling to leave the door open. It really could go any way at this point. So there we go, coming towards the next DRS zone, the next overtaking opportunity for our front 3 runners. I think Greaves going to be struggling a little bit. ERS wise, all fairly even. Victor with the most at the moment. Got a view of that battle ahead. The hards possibly not quite as good as the mediums just yet, but they can't be too far off now. See if Greaves tries to get back past Strange and what Victor's going to do as well. Greaves with that DRS burning a little bit of ERS, not too much. Is he going to go to the inside? Looks to the inside and puts himself back through into the lead of this race. 6 laps remaining, overtakes further down as well. It's Tope and Kryko still chopping and changing it. AJ behind, keeping the 2 of them humble, not allowing too much fighting between them. Because hang on, is this a lead change here? Start of the second sector, it seems not quite. Certainly considered the move. So most of the race over now. Knowlesy going for yet another spin. I imagine the steward's not going to be too happy with his behaviour. Real life, that man would have been black flagged about 5 times over For now, we'll just have to do with picking up the yellow flags and what he is doing. Greaves, Strange, Victor, they are 3 race winning contenders. We'll see what they can do. A good exit for Victor, but of course Strange having the DRS and the slipstream from in front has a big advantage. Nolsey again more speeding in the pit lane. The Scream has crashed. Scream has brought out of the safety car down in P16, and my goodness, this changes things. Must have got off onto the left, onto the green stuff, got on the power too early, and that is a safety car brought out with I think 5 laps left to go. The front 3, they look like they had the gap. Now the question, the pressure is on Greaves. What does he do? Does he pit? Does he stay out? Of course, drivers lower down, of course they're going to pit for fresh softs. Nothing to lose, points only awarded to the top 12. It's our boys at the, it's our boys at the front with a bigger question. Do you keep your track position or do you pit onto softs to have that advantage, that dilemma that Mercedes had at the end of 2021? Of course, this is not a championship at stake so much as just a win at round 7 of Tier 2 CRL. Nolsey has now been disqualified from the session, I think that said. Which is probably a good thing. So here we go. Does Greaves pit? He stays out. Strange goes into the pit. Victor goes into the pit. Taupe staying out. Kryko undecided. He doesn't pit in the end. AJ Wuhan does, and the more drivers that pit, the better for those that do pit at the front. How many have we got staying out so far? Don't know, I can't count. Only doing maths at uni. So far 6 drivers staying out, make that 7 with Tango. Farrell, I don't know. Oh, that's the Ghost of Westy, who I believe is a lap down on everyone, if I'm not mistaken. He's not been able to rejoin. But now our leader is Taupe for the moment. The top 7 elected not to pit for fresh soft tyres. There we go, that Mercedes safety car leading us around. Finally getting its time in the light. Tier 4's already plenty. Now coming to Tier 2, and this is going to be close. Well, we've got 3 laps after this one, possibly only 2 laps of racing. The safety car in this lap is happening this lap, then it will come up very soon. Possibly only 2 laps of racing. This could be very good for Taupe. Potential mistake by the boys who were ahead before, Strange and Victor. Oh, and Greaves actually, no, they were the front 3, weren't they? All 3 of them pitting. See how this turns out. It is going to be 2 laps behind the safety car. So we're going to have 2 laps of racing. Mentioned it already. How much of a penalty is that? Just 3 seconds for Jet, but with the late safety car, that really means a whole lot more. You're going to have Strange leading the charge on the fresh softs. You're going to have wall of drivers on the old tyres at the front. They are sufficiently past their prime, but Strange should cut through them fairly quickly. But 7 drivers in 2 laps is a big ask. We'll see how this goes. I think not pitting was the right decision in the end, but of course it depends on how many drivers do go into the pits. If you're the leader and you don't pit and everyone else behind you does, you are utterly done for there. Strange using that brake accelerate method to warm up his tyres. Taupe will be preparing, waiting for that safety car in this lap to come. And yep, there we go, there it is. Strange now going to be slowing down the pack, going to be warming up his tyres for the last time. Crikey behind a relentless 1-2 at the moment, actually relentless. What are they? 1, 2, 4, 15 and 18 at the moment. A quarter of the whole grid. But 3 of them are in the top 4. Here we go, Crikey. He'll be waiting. I always think this man is Australian because of his name. He's not, he's German. It feels like an Australian name. There's Crikey here. Waiting. When is Taupe going to go? The safety car's in the pits. And there we go. A very good launch there by Taupe. Caught the Haas car off guard. Jet, however, not so much caught off guard. Immediately onto the back of Nelu Safu, who's gone wide. Jet on the softs, Nelu Safu on the older hards. Seems Jet immediately going to get a move, burning an awful lot of overtake to get it done out the slipstream, but he's got the inside line into turn 1. What can you do? Brakes later, and that is Jet through up into P3. Strange needs to be cutting through this crowd as quickly as possible, past Tango, past Waitsy, and look at these fresh tyres. Dillon gets done for ignoring yellow flags further down the order. Potentially removable penalty, as I don't really see a need for the yellow flag, but remains to be seen. Strange past 3 drivers, past 3 drivers. Legend's not just taking it line down, but now with the outside line, more grip on the tyres. And oh my goodness, they're 3 wide. 3 wide into that part of the track. Absolutely crazy. Legend having to back out. Victor and Strange fighting away on their fresh soft tyres. Strange in the end coming out on top. He's got 4 more drivers to go. Just about a lap and a third left to go. He's at the final section and then 1 more lap. Considers the absolute send. Doesn't compromises Nelu's line and wants to get past as soon as possible. What can he do here? Looking for the move up the inside. Being smart, being very smart this race is Strange. Not going for anything too risky. As oh, hang on, Victor very much not following the same philosophy. That will be a penalty for Victor there if Nelu chooses to report that one. More aggressive than he should have been. I've lost my cursor. There it is. There's Strange going up the inside of Jet, burning through his overtake as much as possible. Jet with a penalty, trying to hold on as much as he can, but in the end conceding. You're never going to be able to fight off those soft tyres, and compromising his exit in the end to Victor, and Greaves himself just behind. What's going to happen here? There's no way that Jet can hold on against those tyres. 2 cars getting through. Strange up into P2, and you know what? We thought it was mistaken pitting. Strange now, 1 car left to go, 1 DRS zone yet to take. And can Strange reclaim the lead? I think this man might have just pulled an absolute masterclass. We said 7 cars in 2 laps wasn't possible. Well, are we about to see it? Of course, no DRS due to there only being 2 laps after the restart. What can you do? Penalty further down the order for calling P16. No points that far down. Anyway, is it Taupe? Is it Strange? Who's going to get it in the end? It's very hard. Not much of a run down to the line. He's an extremely good exit. Fresh softs against older hard tyres, and I think in the end it is going to be Taupe who gets the win. Strange only P2, but what an end by Strange. Then Crikey, Greaves, Victor, Nelu, Legend, AJ, Tangle, Farrell, Ids, Jet, Waitsy, Hobbsy, Dillon, Cool, and finishing off the order. I honestly can't remember the name because what an end to that race. Amazing job by Strange cutting through those 6 cars. Shame it wasn't quite 7th for him, but my goodness, what an end to that race. And there we go, Taupe picking up his 2nd win of the season, as the laggy celebrations are on show. Taupe, Strange, and then Crikey. And here is our final order. Fastest lap going to Victor down in P5 as here we go. Taupe with the win, and Strange and Crikey. Further down, Greaves, Victor, who I suspect will be getting a 3-second time penalty if Nelu chooses to report him. Nelu, Legend, AJ, Tango, Farrell finishing out the top 10. Ids and Jet picking up the last of the points. Then Waitsy, Hobbsy, our championship leader, or was a championship leader, won't be anymore, down in P14. Dylan, Cool, Westy, Scream, Ennis, and Nolsey. So Strange now the provisional championship leader, and that is almost certainly going to hold, given where that is coming from. Let me quickly ask our 3 podium boys if they want a post-race interview. One quick second, bear with me. So hopefully our front 3 boys will be interested in joining. Remains to be seen. I haven't now got Strange as a friend, as he got on the podium so much. Makes life a whole lot easier. Although I imagine with the heat they might just want to have a drink, lie down and have a rest after that race. So as of yet, heard nothing from the other drivers. Well, I'll start a party with 3 of them. They can join. So hopefully they are going to join us here. Strange has said yes. Haven't heard anything yet from the other 2. I would like to ask Strange about that final madness he pulled at the end on those soft tyres. Because my goodness, what an end to the race that was by him. So, hang on, my voice is done after the last few laps. Soon, Strange, our new championship leader, should be joining. I will double check he is able to. So, hopefully, he will soon. But in the meantime, I'll work out the provisional championship standings. So, Strange goes up to the lead. Legend finished down in P7, so he gains 10 points, putting him I think 10 points behind Hobbsy. The Hobbsy going to be a whole 22 points behind Strange. And actually, here we go, speak of the devil, Strange, hello. First off, my goodness, what a cracking final 2 laps by you. I'm sure you were hoping for the win, but nonetheless, incredible.
You know, with this game, Fest has just so much different control on the I have to go for it because I saw that Hargreaves didn't get a hit. So yeah, it's kind of paid out.
Yeah, well, you are now championship leader Hobbsy. I don't think even scoring in the points, so I'll make you 22 points in the championship lead after that race. Wait, oh, hang on. Have you had a network connection? No. You are back now. Yeah, as I was saying, I count you 22 points in the championship lead after that race. So good position to be in championship-wise, especially now more than halfway through the season. Although you're not the first. No, he was way down in P14. He had a bit of a rough race. Didn't really get off to a good start and then didn't pick up towards the end. I think so. Legend picked up 10 points. So he'll be 10 points behind Hobbsy now. Actually, Tope will be tied with Hobbsy. So P2 will be tied. Tope will have it on countback because Tope is now the first man who has 2 wins in Tier 2. It's finally happened. We've got a 2-time winner after 7 rounds. Yeah, well, Greaves and Victor both look like it might be one of them picking up a first, but yeah. But no, very good racing by you. Especially, actually, I was on board with you pretty much for most of that restart, as you were the front man on the softs getting all the overtakes, and extremely level-headed overtakes. I don't think any of them were messy at all. There was it Victor behind had a bit of a pushy overtake on Nelu. I might be accusing the wrong driver here, but kind of the whole race you really seemed to have your head screwed on. It was just that decision to pit for softs at the end was the only point of contention, where it was just you got no clue what's better, make it up. Yeah. So before I let you go, one last question. What is your opinion on Abu Dhabi? Next week's race.
That's probably the worst track for me. That's like not only the CRL calendar, but the whole calendar. Like all the
yeah.
That has to be the worst.
Give everyone else a chance to catch up then, championship-wise.
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna put some practice in, because of course I want to defend my lead, but I don't expect too much from it. That's also not track.
Yeah, right, well then, once again, congratulations on the podium. Congratulations on once again leading the championship. I will let you go celebrate. I don't know how hot it is over in Germany, but I'm dying here in the UK from the heat. Yeah, well, it's still 30 degrees there. So but yeah, I will let you go and celebrate your podium, and I will end the stream here. Actually, you can't go and watch Tier 1 now. I forget we're at the same time as Tier 1. So if you're still here listening to us babble away, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and that is goodbye until next week at Abu Dhabi.